Learning begins with curiosity. Success begins with understanding. This is Bright Educational Classes, and I am very much delighted to begin the class. So, students of class 12th, we are going to know about the sole purpose of British colonial rule in India. Alright, so do you know that for what purpose they actually came to India? Actually, British wanted to protect the economic interest for their home country, then the development of India, as well as they wanted to promote their goods in the markets of India. And how would they do it? For that, they did two things. First, that they made the India the exporter of raw materials and the importer of finished goods. And when these things had happened in India, so India was financially broken. So how was the India broken into the hands of British? We will see in this chapter. All right. So I am not going to make it so much longer, but in order to make you understand few points you have to understand. All right. So purpose was to increase the GDP of the homeland of Britain only, not of India. They never got the interest to develop India, and whatever the development came, that was the blessings in disguise. All right. But their sole purpose was to favor themselves only. All right. So I think that first topic is clear to you that their purpose was to benefit themselves only. And the next, which I am going to tell you about the colonialism. Do you know that what is colonialism? See, colonialism is what it is, a relationship between the two countries in which one country rule on the other country, right? So that is named as a colony. India was the colony of Britain, and that is also known for colonial rule. All right. So India was the colony of Britain, and you may go through the easier definition, like when powerful country is going to rule the weaker country is also known as the colonialism, that the powerful country is going to colonize the weaker country. All right. So somehow India was colonized by the hands of British, right? So here we are going through the next topic, agriculture sector, but I'll be letting you know that how the British affected not only agriculture but also industrial sector, foreign trade, demographic profile was also ruined, infrastructure, about also occupation system of India. All right, so one after one we will be covering, although these topics are so much longer, so today I am just going to cover the agriculture sector. All right. So agriculture was known as the backbone of Indian economy. It was British who imposed taxes on farmers. Then farmers were supposed to give taxes or lagan to British, right? So here we see that although farmers were in large numbers, so British had the agents. And what was the name of the agent? It was zamindar. Zamindars. Okay. And what was the work of zamindars? They were collecting the revenue, or to collect, you may write like this, to collect taxes. Okay, to collect taxes or the revenue. Then British gave pressure to zamindars for the taxes, that they have to collect the taxes anyhow and they have to give that to the state. If British increased some taxes, so zamindars were just zamindars were also increasing the taxes because they wanted to keep some amount with themselves, right? So they were just going to make that double in order to benefit themselves. So suppose that the British is asking the tax of 5 rupees only. Okay, I'm just giving example, not the 5 rupees at that time. 5 rupees they wanted to collect the tax from farmers. So it was the when they said it to zamindars. Now zamindars were not collecting only 5 rupees, but they were increasing it to 10 rupees. Why? Because remaining 5 rupees they will be keeping with themselves. And in this way, who was bearing the trouble? The trouble was being faced by farmers only. All right. So farmers were doing so much hard work, and even though after that they were bearing the trouble. All right. So here we see that British knew this, but they supported zamindars because of terms and conditions. British were not having interest to involve in the matter of zamindars and farmers because British wanted always their own benefit. They had no interest that what zamindars are doing in between, right? So when you see like this, that there are three things. Here you will see zamindars in the mid who was collecting the revenue, and here is British who was imposing the tax on on farmers, right? And farmers were huge in number. Okay, all right. So there were so many farmers were there, and the British was also there, right? So they were asking the money from the zamindars, that to give that collect the taxes from farmers and to give those taxes to British, right? So it was the work of zamindars to collect the revenue. There were also two more systems. Okay, let me show you two more systems. Two more systems were there, known for the riot wali system, and then the next was Mahalwali system. Okay. So in Mahalwali system and Riatwali system, let me tell you that what happened actually. In this system, in Riatwali system, it was just running in the South India. British collected direct taxes direct taxes from each village, from each village, or you may say that the group of village. Okay. And what happened in the what happened in the Mahalwali system, do you know, having any idea? Let's see that what actually happened here. So group of village taxes. Okay, the taxes from the group of village taxes was known as the Mehelwali system. Okay, so we see here that India was completely dependent on agriculture at the time of independence. Our beloved India is still, we know that the agriculture is the backbone of our economy, right? Because it comes into the primary sector, and without primary sector nothing can grow. If primary sector will be affected, so the secondary sector and also the tertiary sector will be affected, right? So India was facing the trouble because of the Britishers into the agricultural field, right? So at the time of independence, if we talk about that, India was, is still completely dependent on agriculture. India was completely dependent on agriculture, right? Agriculture. So let's see that state of agriculture on the eve of independence. What was the state? What was the condition? It means, right? Let me write the heading, then you will be able to understand that state of agriculture on the agriculture sector. You may write on the eve of independence. Okay, so agriculture was the main source of living. 85% people were dependent completely on agriculture, and 75% were working in this field at the time of independence. Okay, but what happened that there were low level of productivity. You may write like this, not into your board examination copy, it is just a flow chart in order to keep it into your mind. Okay, low level of productivity was there at the time of independence. Productivity. Okay, and it was stagnant. It was stagnant, means not moving forward, not developed. Stagnant, or we can say that the slow growth, or you may write the slow growth. And because of the slow growth, there was the trouble. And next thing which you can talk about is that low level of productivity was there, backwardness was also there, and agriculture was completely dependent on monsoon, dependent on monsoon. Okay, and and we see that the Britishers didn't develop agriculture sector, but they only wanted the profit for their own country, and they made the canal to do the business well at the time at the time when they were there in India, right? So let's see how agriculture sector was destroyed in the hands of Britishers. First thing is, how did they destroy? Land revenue settlement system they did. Land revenue settlement system. Okay, that in this I'll not be writing more, but you may listen it, that what actually happened in land revenue settlement system. That zamindar exploited cultivators in many ways under the leadership of Britishers. Okay, so they exploited means they destroyed the cultivators, those who were doing the work of farming or cultivating the fields. So firstly, they charge the high tax without knowing the condition of farmers, that farmers couldn't give the tax, and how could they impose the tax on them, right? They never thought the condition of the farmers, but they only kept imposing. And secondly, that they grabbed the ownership of the land from the peasants as they delay in rent payment. So how would they be able to give the payment, rent payment, right? So because their condition is not good, peasants condition is not good, and if they are not able to give, so zamindars were just grabbing the ownership of land. Not the zamindars, actually it was the britishers, right? Thirdly, what happened, that they didn't do any effort to improve lands. Britishers never put their effort to for bringing the improvement into the lands. They didn't introduce the multiple cropping or blah blah blah, but they always wanted to exploit exploit the farmers or the cultivators. And second point which you can write about the terms of revenue settlements. Terms means condition, shart. Terms of revenue settlement. Okay. So in this, what happened actually, that zamindars made the rule, if any peasants wouldn't be able to give revenue on time, so it would keep increasing. If amount would be increasing, so zamindars were supposed to grab the land of farmers. Okay, so this work actually was given to the farmers. Sorry, this work was given to the zamindars actually by the Britishers. That if farmers are not able to give the rent or the revenue on time, so zamindars work is there, that they have to grab the ownership of the land of the farmers. Okay, and the next thing which you have to study about, let me pick up the color first. Lack of proper inputs. Lack of proper inputs means the inputs like good quality of seeds, manure, fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides. It was all the inputs. Okay, the 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 equipments which used to be used into the field, right? The things like HYV seeds, high yielding variety seeds, at that time it was not there, right? So low level of technology also brought the destruction. Lack of irrigation facility and the negligible use of fertilizers added to ruin the condition of farmers completely, right? And the next thing is commercialization of agriculture. Commercialization of agriculture. Okay, so what happened here actually, that British restricted the production of food grains and allowed those production from which they could do their business or run their factories. They forced to produce cotton, jute, indigo, silk, etc., so that they could be benefited with raw materials for their industrial work. Okay, apart food crops like rice or wheat, the crops of silk and cotton was known for the cash crops. And Britishers started its crops in our country, and it was known for the commercialization of crops. All right, and deliberately they did it because they wanted to increase their own business. They wanted to bring the benefit for themselves only. They that those farmers who were just producing the crops like silk, cotton, so they were being paid in cash, and they were yes, Britishers forced them that they should grow the crops which is just going to add the value in their economy, right? Not into the economy of India. They had no interest in order to develop India. All right. So here we come to know all these things, that why what was the condition of agriculture on the eve of independence. That we see that low level of productivity was there, agriculture was completely stagnant or the slow growth was there, and we were also dependent on the monsoon, right? And what changes were brought by the Britishers? That land revenue settlement system they brought. Terms of revenue settlement was there. Lack of proper input also brought the destruction into the field of agriculture, and commercialization of agriculture completely destroyed the food grains of India, right? And later on you will see also that how the famines took place, and people faced the shortage of food, and millions of people were all hungry and annoyed. All right. So I think you have developed the understanding also, that what actually happened in the first topic of agriculture sector. This agriculture sector was completely destroyed into the hands of Britishers, right? In the next class we may cover the topic of industrial sector, because that was the second sector which was also destroyed by the Britishers, right? So one after one, they had broken us economically, and then they started to rule over us, and they took away our thinking level, that we will not be thinking too much about the development of development of oneself, own self, or the development of the country, but they will also be completely dependent on the British people. All right. So, in today's class, I think this much is enough for you, and we will be meeting into the next class. We will be meeting into the next class. Until then, you take care of yourself, and goodbye. Keep revising, keep growing, and stay connected with bright educational classes. We will be having a nice journey ahead.